Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. How are you? So, I haven't been live since last week, since we did our cannabis special. Since we did our cannabis special. And so I wanted to go live today and see how everyone was doing, catch up with you guys, and all that good stuff. So, sorry, for some reason all my notifications are going crazy right now. Seems like it waits till I get on to start happening and going live and all that good stuff. So, anyway, if you guys would share for me, I would really appreciate it. Also, this particular broadcast is going live on YouTube also because we're trying to beef up our YouTube subscribers as well. Now, I'm trying to make sure I verify this with all the powers that be. But supposedly, YouTube is now having more measurable goals. What I mean by measurable goals is at one point, people would be doing all these YouTube videos and they would hear about all these celebrities that sorry guys, all these celebrities that were making all this money on YouTube, but the average person, the average influencer, the average broadcaster couldn't really figure out. YouTube was kind of like a don't call me, I'll call you sort of thing, right? And good morning. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you guys are following when I go live so you guys know when I go live. So, and by the way, I'm so sorry. I'm Candy Conda, Hall of Famer, brand strategist, author, ghostwriter, extraordinaire, etc. Okay, or as some would say, a multi-hyphenate means I do a lot of things, serial entrepreneur, all that. So back to YouTube. So a lot of people had been actually going on YouTube, putting up YouTube videos, and not really knowing where the end of the line was with YouTube. And if you're one of those people, feel free to put that in the chat and let me know if you've ever been trying to get your content on YouTube and you feel like it's been going in a black hole. I know I did, and I kind of gave up. So now YouTube has, I'm using the words measurable goals, meaning that YouTube now has, I guess they put out a standard of 4,000 hours on YouTube, meaning that four hours of streaming of video content and 1,000 subscribers. I don't really know if that's the carrot to get you paid, but that's what is supposed to be the carrot, the new carrot to get you paid. I've been Googling that. I've heard from some other influencers that is the new goal. So everybody's kind of like trying to run back to YouTube because I think that people felt like YouTube was this big empty net of, okay, what am I doing? Why am I on YouTube? I'm on YouTube with all these other people that have millions of subscribers, millions of followers, these people that have made YouTube their life. And now here we are coming on the back end trying to be YouTube famous. So, I mean, I don't really want to be famous on YouTube. I just want to check if that's possible. Yeah, I'll take the check from YouTube. So back to that. So if you guys would share out, I was going on at 7 o'clock. I was going on at 8 o'clock. I was going on at 9 o'clock. Here I am. So I'm going live in the middle of the day. For some, this is their church time. For some of you guys, church is out already. So if you guys, those of you that are here, if you would swipe and share, that would be fabulous. I know. One day I'm a singer in another life. I'm really like a shower singer, more of a shower type of person. Anyway, like I said, if you guys would share out for me, that would be great. I wanted to share something with you guys that I saw on Instagram. I was trying to wait for more of you guys to come in. And like I said, make sure you guys share. I'm getting ready to share out as well. And so, yes. So I'm getting ready to show it. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Gloria. If all of you guys would make sure that you swipe and share. So I'm always trolling YouTube before I do these broadcasts because I always find something that's really, really cool that I like to share. And Also, I want to let you guys know something also. Did you know, and I think a lot of you guys know this, but I'm just saying, did you know that if I'm doing a broadcast on Facebook, of course you can just share the Facebook, but what's even better is if you share it as a watch party. Because if you share it at a watch party, it's a better chance of people that follow you that will pick the broadcast up. We may not get the same exact numbers in the original broadcast, but it gets more eyes on it. So if you guys can also do, the only thing about the watch party is when you come out of it, it closes off. Just a little bit Facebook 101, just in case you guys didn't know that. And one day, when I get some time, I would like to do I don't want to say a Facebook tutorial, more like a marketing tutorial for Facebook, for Instagram, how to do Instagram ads, boosting your posts. And what does that really mean? Because a lot of times when we do events, we do boost that post. And a lot of people still, they may get turned off a little bit because Facebook will give you that message that says your Facebook flyer is too big, it's too much text. Sometimes you just don't worry about that. You've got to boost it anyway, or but just don't boost every single thing that they say boost, because that's not really going to help you in the grand scheme of things. Okay. Hey, Kevin, Janice, Ali, all you guys. I want to show you guys something that I found on Instagram. Some of you may have seen it if you follow. So I want to show you guys a couple of things. So first of all, I want to show you this. I'm going to show you this on my iPad. So I troll Instagram and other influencers a lot of times before I go live, because sometimes they have some really cool stuff that maybe I necessarily didn't see. So this morning I was looking on Sean's page, and I saw this. It's a gentleman that I guess he follows, and it's a gentleman named he goes by King Kyren, and I have been on this educational thing of what are we doing with our kids while they're out during COVID? What are we doing? Are we educating our kids? And I'm actually working on behind the scenes on a broadcast, guys, right now with educators. I'm working right now on a broadcast with educators to bring them on and see if they can give some of our kids who may not, because some of them, what I have noticed talking to the parents, some of the parents, their schools are really good. They're sending them stuff every day. They're sending educational tools. And then there are others that they're like, we haven't really talked to the teacher. We don't know what it is they want us to do. So I've been on this educational thing. And like I said, I want to bring some educators on. I think I've got, I talked to Danya, who watches me. Danya, I think, is a grammar school teacher. I talked to 2 grammar school teachers, and we needed a high school teacher to come on and say, how do our kids make it out of this COVID? There's graduation. There's actually moms who have purchased prom dresses. What's going to happen with that? Is there still going to be a possibility, even if they, maybe some of these schools, I think what they should do is get together, some of these schools, and have one big prom event like in June for a particular district instead of a school, and maybe some big event that everyone can come out to. I don't know. I'm maybe a little presumptuous with that, but I want to share something with you guys that I thought was just so freaking cool. And just if you follow this guy, this brother on Instagram, you will see how he educates his son, and they just have this really great relationship. And I just came across the last clip that they have here, just so you guys can see this. You know what? Let me make sure. Oh, I think I turned it down.
Okay. What's assets?
Assets are things.
Hold on, I'm gonna start it back from the beginning, so you guys can see this. I don't know why the sound keeps going down.
Don't.
Okay. What's assets?
Assets are things that bring money to your bank account.
What's liabilities?
Liabilities are things that take money out your bank account.
Entrepreneurship is the act of becoming an entrepreneur. What's entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship is a process of setting up a business or businesses.
Taking on a greater than normal
financial risk.
What's an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur is a person that organizes and operates a business or businesses.
Also taking on a greater than normal
financial risk.
What's financial mean?
Money.
And what's risk mean?
Chance.
Come on. What does it mean to own stock?
When you own a share of a company.
Come on. What's real estate investing?
Real estate investing is when you invest in a immovable property.
What's the 2 types of real estates?
Commercial real estate and residential real estate.
What's commercial real estate?
Commercial real estate is property for businesses and workspace, like an office, store, and land.
And what's residential real estate?
Property to live on, like a house, apartment, or condominium.
Come on. It comes with extra fees when you have real estate, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Daddy tells you how many times he pays his state property tax a year.
Once a year.
What's the type of maintenance fee?
Cutting grass.
Come on. What's HOA?
Homeowner Association.
And what comes along with that?
HOA fee.
Come on. And when it comes to the brokerage percent, what percent is that?
7.
Come on. What's equity?
Equity is the difference between what your business is worth minus what you owe on it.
Also assets minus
liabilities and debt.
Good job.
Now, I could go on, but I think you guys catch it, right? If the kids want to start writing books about their experiences, how do they start? Well, I mean, there's always people like me, okay, that ghostwrite, that help, that will actually guide their parents on how they can write a book. But I think right now, I mean, you can go on Amazon and write a book in 20 minutes and have it on, you can write a book in 20 minutes, especially a kid's book. But did you guys like catch that, how deep that is? That this young sorry, y'all. Something's going on with my computer. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I hope you guys can still see me. My computer is doing something weird here. Okay, I think I can fix it. Yes, there we go. But yes, that is just so deep. I mean, I wish you guys could. I mean, he that was just one that he does, but he does. Him and his son, I mean, he does little educational things with his son all the time. And it's so refreshing. It's just so refreshing to see that. And I'm sorry, my computer is doing something super, super weird here. And I don't know if I can fix it right now. This is crazy. I don't believe this happened to me. But anyway, guys, I'm going to keep on going so you guys can see me. And I know you can see me because I'm looking at my phone. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that because, wait a minute, Deborah, let me tell you something. When I saw that, it kind of was mind blowing. I'm like, most adults don't know that stuff. And he is grilling. His son is going to be a financial entrepreneurship dynamo by the time he's 10 years old. And it's kind of just like, I mean, I hope that everyone goes and sees his Instagram page because the information that he's teaching on, like I said, that's a lesson for most, talking about entrepreneurship, assets, value, and all of that. And I just want to see, I would love to see every father, every parent spend that kind of time educating their young person to that degree because it's just super awesome. So a couple of other things I'm going to run through today. Kanye was on the Forbes list. So that's congratulations that Kanye made it to the Forbes list. However, Kanye made it to the Forbes list for being a billionaire at 1.3 billion. But Kanye corrected them. First of all, Kanye had to tell them that they left him off the list. Excuse me very much. And second of all, I didn't make 1.3, I made $3.3 billion. So hats off, shout out to Kanye for being a billionaire. Shout out to Forbes for correcting the list. And Vanessa, I don't know if you saw what I just had on with the father and encouraging and teaching his young son about entrepreneurship. That kid's got to be maybe 6 years old. And he has got it down pat. He knows assets, liabilities, stocks, depreciation values, everything. And like I said, him and his dad have these like candid conversations on Instagram. And it's just amazing to see. And it's just refreshing to see that here is a father taking out the time, with his young son and really teaching him about things that, like I said, most adults don't even know. So hats off to young Kyran and his dad. So the NBA, I don't know if you guys heard, the NBA is thinking about in the next couple of weeks in areas that the governors have relaxed the stay-at-home order, letting them practice in a practice facility. So anyway, so you might have to run this back to show. I showed it in the first part of the. But anyway, so they're thinking about relaxing it in the first, in the next couple of weeks. So I'm kind of nervous about that, good and bad. Now they're only talking about letting them practice, and that's going to be in the facilities that have relaxed the stay-at-home order, and then the other states will make other arrangements, meaning they will, I guess, get a practice facility, make sure that the guys have temperature checks, that they only, I guess, practice in small circles. Because right now they're talking about opening the practice facilities and workout facilities for the NBA. They better stay at home. And so interestingly enough, I was looking at the news this morning, and what happened is one of the guys that was on this morning was basically sharing that he was talking to some owners. He's like, I can't say which owners. He was talking to some owners, and I guess what they were saying was that some of the owners feel like these other people in Georgia, that all the players don't make the big money. As you guys heard on one of the other reports that I did last month, there were only 9 NBA players that were getting paid during the pandemic shutdown. All 9 of those players, which include Anthony Davis, LeBron James, I forgot some of the others, John Wall, all of those guys were represented by Rich Paul, okay, who is the mega agent, LeBron's agent and LeBron's longtime friend. So however he did it, he orchestrated this major deal. Hold on, guys. I thought I had it. He organized this major deal, and all his players got paid for the season when it started, which was amazing. So now you have all these other players who aren't getting that big money, and they're attempting to salvage their salary because the NBA players only get paid once a month. Now, there's a lot of us that's going to be like, oh, well, too bad, so sad. They should have had Rich Paul, or they should have made a better deal, or whatever it is. However, it's hard to think like that. There were a lot of NBA players, shout out to them, hats off to them, who came to the aid of the stadiums, the stadium workers, the seasonal workers, when they initially shut down. So I would like to, for the benefit of those guys, I would like to see them get back to work, me personally. I mean, I think, but again, only not at the expense of anyone's health, though. Not at the expense of anyone's health. Okay, so you guys, most of us were watching last weekend. Teddy Riley and Babyface did that Master Versus challenge. It was awesome. It not only brought in we saw 500 on the screen because it kept crashing. They brought in over 1 million live viewers, number one, and both Teddy and Babyface have gotten a 15% bump in all of their live streams and their music since that has aired. So what does that tell us, guys? That tells us that social media really does work. I know that, you know that, Deborah knows that, Vanessa knows that. However, we also, the only way it will work for us as the small guy, I'm going to go back to where I started with this. We have to support each other on social media. Take a minute, if you guys would, and follow me on Instagram. That's where it counts. Follow me on YouTube. When you're messing around on YouTube, say, yeah, let me see who else I can follow. And, we will follow you back. Or just like I said, just give us a follow. But this only works if we follow each other. So we tend to follow celebrities, but we don't want to give. It's almost as if it costs money for you guys to click the subscribe button. So I want you guys to kind of get away from that. Like, I'll give you an example. I have another Twitter account. I'll give you an example. I have another Twitter account. I have a main Twitter account. Okay. Well, I have like 4, but I've got my KC BizBoss Twitter. I've got my Life After Sports Twitter. And I've got a marketing Twitter that I use just for general stuff. And then I've got a political Twitter account that I started as a test project, just to see if I start this from scratch, what can I get it to? And it was a dedicated Twitter account to a dedicated market. I started it last year. Right now, I think it's up to about 4,100. Totally organic. Okay. So that's the good news. I'm struggling right now at the, hey, Nikki, how you doing? I'm struggling right now at the 4,100 mark on the political Twitter. But here's something funny that just happened a couple of days ago. So I was following one of these guys who, he said, if you retweet out this donation button, I know, isn't it horrible? Would you guys share out for me one more time? I'd love it. Thank you. So I, just for the grins of it, it was a donation for, I think it was for Joe Biden and someone else. So I clicked the button. This guy says, if you share this link out as a new link, I will retweet you. And this is someone that has, gosh, probably 500, 400,000 followers. So I actually retweeted the link out. It was for a donation for Joe Biden. I actually literally on that post alone, I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday, I probably have about 45 people that retweeted it and probably have 10 new followers. Now, we can't do that all the time, but I'm telling you it does. You're going to have to get a Cash App tag. Yes, I got a Cash App. Anybody can Cash App me at any time. Just KZ Biz Boss. Go for it. Go wild. Go crazy. But anyway, so I just wanted to say that that does work. But I agree with you, Vanessa. We don't want to share. We don't want to click YouTube. We'll click YouTube for our kids. We'll follow Big Bird. We'll follow some influencer. We'll follow Beyonce. But as far as a regular everyday influencer, it is very difficult unless you've done something super extraordinary or you're giving out something free. We just will not do it. And I'm in a weird juxtaposition right now because we're trying to build the followers on the app. We're trying to, the people to download the app, and we're trying to also, now we do have some things that help us generate that, because like right now we're up to like 700 on the app, but still we're trying to crack 1,000. That's our magic number. So we're trying to generate people to download the app. We're trying to do get our YouTube followers up, and we're also trying to get our Instagram followers up and Twitter all at the same time. And it's virtually impossible. Now, I'm going to say this to my entrepreneurs. There is another way. And that other way is to actually boost your posts and put out the money out for advertisement. So that means and I'll give you an example. When I first did the and we're just going to have to start being more consistent with it. When we first put up the app the very first time, hey, Yolanda, when we first put up the app the first time, every week we would do advertisements on the app, and we would get more people to download the app, but it becomes costly, especially if you're plopping down $100 for an Instagram ad, to get, whatever it is amount that you're going to get from that, because you don't really know. So we're really waiting till we finish the workshops, and we're going to spend the money and resources on the workshops, because when we do that, we can actually say, hey, we've got a workshop on domestic violence on the app. And that way, those will be people that are interested in domestic violence, and we'll send those people, or financial planning, or whatever it is. So with that being said, that's going to be when we do start back up our advertising platform, it'll be more organic is what I'm looking for, more organic to a particular topic. So on that note, I'm going to move on. So we talked about the NBA. Did you guys see the NFL girlfriends trending? I have the videos if you guys want to see them. If you all want to see them, let me know. So there were two in particular that trended like crazy. One of them was CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee, his girlfriend was sitting next to him. I guess somebody called on the phone, and he literally took the phone out of her hand. But the one that we love the most is Isaiah Wilson's mom. So I'm going to play these real quick for you guys. I queued them up so you guys could see them. Hold on a minute. So let's see, which one do I want to do first? It's so hilarious. So I'm going to do first the one with CeeDee Lamb. I'll do that one first. So here's CeeDee Lamb, and his literally, I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Transition to, he can do that. He's a hitter, very explosive. He'll take that big hit, hold on to the football. Knows how to find the open area in that defense. Obviously, coming out with a scheme to get him the football, so route running, what the transition to.
So that was the first one. So that was the first one. And where his girlfriend literally, and it's so funny because what was so funny about that one was he swears up and down that because his sister gave that look like, excuse me. So that one was funny, but here's the better one is the one that's coming up. So he says later on, he explains that away to say that his agent was calling on her phone. And so that's why he took the, or that phone, I'm sorry, on the other phone. His agent was calling, and that's why he took the phone. But here's the one that everybody is literally going crazy on. Here's the one that everybody is going crazy on. And this would be me, guys. I swear this would be me. This would be me. So this is Isaiah Wilson. He just found out that he is going to, I think it's to be a Tennessee Titan, if I'm not mistaken. I swiped these from the Shade Room because I needed a laugh this morning. And I was just setting it up for you guys. So he finds out where he's going.
Big tackle in Isaiah Wilson from Georgia. Came from Brooklyn Poly Prep Country Day. Need a little time to adapt to the heat and conditioning in the South, playing at Georgia. And now he'll be playing for the Tennessee.
So mom is yanking her up out of, mom is trying to yank her out the chair, and she ain't trying to go. And so it's so funny because everybody called me, was like, see, that would be you. That would be you. That would be me. That would be me yanking somebody up out of a chair. So what do you guys think of? Why do you guys think that happened? So I have my own issue with why I think it happened in the first place. So what do you guys think about that? So number one, I know it was a virtual draft. So they did these at home. And because they did them at home, you know, there was a lot of decorum that I don't think they thought out. And I think that to prevent that next time, because they always have some players that don't make the draft and are still finding out at home. And that very same thing can happen. But I think a couple of things. I think the NFL going forward should actually give them, you know, some housekeeping notes and say, okay, guys, you guys are at home. You're obviously in a relaxed setting. And everything that you do, even when I bring on broadcasters, we send them a little note when we bring on guests and we say, guys, make sure you watch your facial expressions because everybody is watching you, even when you're not talking. If you're on your phone, if you're laughing, if you're doing something else, other people are watching you. So we send that out to the people that we are actually going to be interviewing. So I think that number one, I'm going to answer the question for you guys. I think that the NFL should send out a list of decorum rules. Yes, they want it to be authentic. They wanted the fun part of it. But, you know, you got this kid who's 18 years old, 19, getting his first draft pick. And, you know, his mom is literally yanking his girlfriend out of the chair and she's fighting her back and forth. It'd be funny if the girlfriend kind of just like got up. It'd be funny if she just kind of got up, but she's literally resisting the mom. And what the mom was saying there, guys, is like, look, this is, you know, his moment. She didn't, it's not like mom sat down and was like, yeah, you know, she was like, you know, this is his moment. Let him have his moment in the camera. But, you know, I think it goes back to a lot of these young kids. They really don't understand. They don't understand. Thank you, Nikki. A lot of the kids that are they're 18, 19 years old. This is their first run at this. They weren't really prepared to be doing this because a lot of these are the top 32 draft picks, which, by the way, guys, Had we not had COVID-19, I would have been in a room with all of those guys. We had an event with them. I couldn't even watch it because I was just like disappointed. So the top 32 draft picks were we had a private event for them, which would have been last Tuesday here in Las Vegas. But anywho, so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that because it was kind of funny. But I think it's noteworthy of we've got to be cognizant of what we're doing, even if we're an NFL player, even if your son or daughter or cousin or nephew is a professional ball player, professional entertainer. We've got to be aware when we're doing those kind of things in a relaxed setting. You know, they don't have communications people yet. They don't have the PR person yet with the savviness to say, okay, let's set this up. The cameras are going to be on you. These cameras are for the NFL. You know, they're going out, streaming out to millions of people. Make sure that nobody's sitting next to you. I'm sure they wanted family reaction, but you know, when you got the girlfriends and stuff like that, they're influencers too sometimes, or maybe their own little bit of celebrity, or this is their 5 minutes too. This your 15 minutes and 5 of those are theirs. You got to keep all of that in, you know, all of that, take all that into consideration, especially when you're doing live. And let's be honest, a lot of this live stream stuff may not be new to us, but it's new to them. So hopefully next go round, you know, they will, you know, think of that a little bit and, you know, think of, and they'll have someone to tell them, hey, you know, here's some do's and don'ts of live streaming. But it was so funny. I just wanted to say this. So when I picked this up from the Shade Room, I had saw it already, but the Shade Room did a little caption this. If you saw that, it said caption this. Tamar Braxton was like, mama said, this ain't your check, which I thought was hilarious. Tamar said, mama said, this ain't your check. Another lady said, play your part, boo. Another person said, this ain't your moment. And the one that was the best of all was one of the people, the captions that someone said was, mom said, talking about Isaiah's mom said, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. You know, so I think that was the best. We could do this the easy way because definitely mom was about to yank her out that chair. Like, you know, look, my son's a football player. Let me show you how this is really done. So just a couple of other, I want to take our hat off to Tina Knowles and Beyonce. Tina Knowles is in a total agreement with the mayor that they should not open up Atlanta. Beyonce gave $6 million to the COVID relief. The only reason why I mentioned that is because I was in a chat the other day and someone was like, well, what did Beyonce do? And what are Rihanna doing? You know, all these entertainers. I mean, God, guys, you know, I mean, Tyler Perry has given, Beyonce has given, all these athletes are given. I mean, everybody can't give to everything. I think they're doing their best. Rihanna has given probably over $15 million for different COVID related projects, including masks, including you know, PPE for first responders, some money to New York. And, you know, guys, we got to give them a little bit of a break because they are trying. Now, I want to move to two very important things before I click off. And you guys hang in there with me for another 10 minutes. Don't forget, again, to make sure that you follow me on YouTube under KC. I'm KC BizBoss everywhere. Follow us on Instagram and follow us on Twitter. This is follow day, and not just me, everybody in the chat. If you guys have a YouTube page, put your YouTube page in the link, in the chat box. If you have an Instagram page, put it in. Let's make a concerted effort to start trying to follow each other. Okay. Stacey Abrams, I just want to mention this. So we know that Joe Biden mentioned that he was going to have a female candidate for vice president. Okay. So of course, in my sphere, I will say, in my sphere, I feel like there's only about 5 people that to me fit the bill. And that would be Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Amy Klobuchar, because all 3 of them had presidential campaign runs, possibly Gretchen Whitmer from, I think she's from Wisconsin, whatever. And then Stacey Abrams from Georgia. Now, Stacey Abrams was on CNN this morning with her whole, I'm ready to be, you know, vice president. I think I have the, you know, the wherewithal, the education, the knowledge, the political fortitude, yeah. Now, I personally love Stacey Abrams, but I think Georgia has a lot of work that I think that she can do in Georgia first, before she hits the next level. This is just me. Hey, don't listen. This is just me. I personally would like to see no Amy or Gretchen from Michigan with us. What do you mean with us? So, Amy Klobuchar. Okay. I think that for Stacey Abrams, I think that there's a little bit more international political knowledge that needs to be had. More, knowledge of foreign affairs. I think that's what I want to say. More foreign affairs. I think that is lacking in terms of a VP spot for me. I love Stacey Abrams, though, but that's just my own personal opinion. But she put it out there this morning. I'm ready. I want to be VP. I think I've got, everything. I got the chops. I think it got what it takes to do that, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. We'll see. I personally would like to see, if I had my choice. I understand the Kamala Harris for VP. I personally would like to see her be Attorney General, but whatever. Gretchen is here with us in Michigan and she's glad, but she's got some corporate issues. Okay, I see. Why do you say Amy Klobuchar? Why do you say no for Amy Klobuchar, Vanessa? I am curious on that. Because Amy Klobuchar was wanting to be president. So why are you saying no? And the only reason, and that's, again, I feel the same way about her. I feel like Amy Klobuchar is smart. She had a really great run all the way until the end, and she had a lot of people rocking with her. So I do think that she has a following. I don't know if it's a national following, though. That's only my little, I don't know if her national following is as strong as she would like it to be. So, I mean, I have, but anyway, I do want you to answer that question. Why did you feel like a no on Amy? And so I want to say, I know you guys know this, the whole Lysol thing, the interjecting the Lysol. I'm just going to say that for the kids at home. Amy Klobuchar? Oh my God, I'm going to have to look that up. Ooh, child, scandalous. I didn't personally, but my daughter woke up this morning mad about it. She saw it on Instagram that it was 1,000 people. I know there was a party. I know there were kids with masks on. Guys, I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say the Lysol first. So here's the thing. I think that, first of all, you guys know not to use the Lysol, not to inject the Lysol. And you know why I'm saying this? I'm only saying this because in Chicago, in 5 other states, there have been calls to the CDC, calls to the health department about the Lysol, about the disinfectant, because people are scared. It's a pandemic. It's a panic out here. And everybody's scared because it's a shame. We got to watch New York's briefing to see what's going on in the world, So, but back to all of that, so first of all, I'm going to talk about the heat. There was some talk about heat, so, not necessarily killing the virus, but slowing it down. And the only reason why I know that was talked about in the epidemiology circles and the health circles was because they were talking about moving the baseball season to Arizona, because that is one of the hottest places. What's her name? Happy Hurley is not in here, but Lord only knows there is sometimes in the middle of the morning, Arizona is 120, 30, 40, 50 degrees. So there is some truth, I guess, or there was some talk of the heat being able to curb the virus a little bit. With that being said, it doesn't kill it. Make sure we know that it does not kill it. The whole bleach and all of that stuff, again, is for surfaces. But let me just say this, that the president wasn't kidding, musing a little bit maybe, and maybe, it's been said in now future last couple of days that, he was actually bridging this thought. He read it somewhere. He was bridging it to one of the the doctors on the side and saying it still needed to be tested. The only thing is it didn't come out that way. If he was musing, if he was teasing, if he was questioning this to the doctor, it did not necessarily come out that way. The point of that is that we've got to make sure that we understand and we pass that on to people that are desperate out here and they're thinking about dying. But I hate to think that someone that has asthma or any other pre-existing condition may even want to try this, just like the hydrochloroquine. Perfect example. You got all these lupus patients on here now saying that the hydrochloroquine is drying up and they can't find it and that they need it, and they actually, so please make sure you are not purchasing that chloroquine or hydrochloroquine, because now the lupus patients are buying it on the we have to vet what we repeat. Exactly. Because now the lupus patients that really need it, they're buying it on the black market when it used to be $1 a pill. They're purchasing it for $43 a pill just to survive. So we've got to think about, when we hoard things, toilet tissue, that we know there's going to be toilet tissue. You can't get it today, or, if you're going to buy it for the month or for 3 weeks, but don't be buying it just to hoard it, because we got to think of this as a unified effort. We got to think of what we're doing to the country. If you go and buy all the toilet paper off the shelf and I come right back behind you, of course, some stores are now rationing it, but they shouldn't have to. We should know better. We should know that every couple of weeks, it's not going to kill us every 3 weeks, because it's unrealistic to think that any of us don't go out the house for 40 or 50 days at a time. Somebody got to go to the store for something. And at that point, they can pick up toilet paper or whatever. And also they have senior hours at a lot of these stores in the mornings, early mornings from 7 to 8. Walmart has it, Target has it, Walgreens has it. So there are other options. We need to quit having this hoarder mentality. We really do. Because what it is there's somebody else's grandmother out there that's not going to get something because we decided to be greedy on a particular day. I know people have been calling poison control and flooding the lines now because of something that was said. Because I'm going to share something with you guys. My mother used to say this all the time, and I always thought she was such a smart aleck, because my mom had all these little sayings and quips and stuff, and she was like, common sense is not common to everybody. And it's true. Common sense is not common to everybody, right? There's stuff that we know, we can read between the lines, we can figure out, but there's somebody that had a family member die from coronavirus or is in the hospital right now saying, oh my God, we can use bleach or Lysol, sniff it, inject it, do something with it, put it somewhere, whatever. Is that going to help? Is that going to? So you got somebody out there that's actually saying, look, it may be ridiculous, it may be unorthodox, but if it works, hey, who, as the president has said, what do I have to lose? So there are a lot of people that actually listen to everything he says and takes it for face value. And it's sad that they're downplaying that now, that's not true. And we know that it is. And we know that because of all these people that are calling poison control health numbers, 311s and 411s and 911s, just for that very reason. So because we know that is a fact, we know that people told me that the company will not order. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me. The hand sanitizer, I'm working on that right now, working on trying to get, hand sanitizer, like, several hundred. I'm working on that now. I'm working on masks because I don't, this is funny. I'm going to say this, and this is funny. I ordered, let's see, 6 N95 masks, 6, right? And I ordered 4 with the breathing spout, the air purifier spout, and 2 without. And my daughter got on, we did a family chat a couple days ago, right? My brother, my sister, and my daughter, my dad, and I. And my daughter was bragging that I sent her this N95 mask. And my dad went crazy. He was like, you got an N95 mask? And I was telling my daughter, like, you said that. And my dad been home for 20 days. I doubt if he even goes out. And he has a mask. But just the fact that she used the word N95, I sent one to her first responder, family member, a doctor, and I sent one to my daughter, and then I sent one to another family member that had a whole bunch of health issues. And my dad went crazy. Now, Nikki, I want you to send me the information, not in the chat necessarily, because I want to call them and make sure they still have those and see how we can order them. I know that's kind of far away for some people and see if but anyway, yes, the N95 masks are very difficult to get now. They're almost impossible to get unless somebody is either doing them one-offs or whatever. So I showed you guys my mask collection the other day. I do have access to the double-sided cloth masks in different prints. If that's something you guys are interested in, inbox me. I do have access to some cloth masks, which I can tell you where to get those. Then I think I showed you guys, gosh, okay. I want to show you guys. I showed you guys the other day. I don't want to knock my computer over. Oh my God. So I went to Target the other day, and Target had these, which I was very kind of surprised. Target had these. They're real kind of paper thin clothy, right? I just bought them just to have something. So they are 10 in a pack, and they're calling them, let me see this way, daily face coverings. That's what they're calling them. And it's 10 in a pack, and they were $15. They're really thin, but if you don't have anything at all, they say throw these away every day. If you don't have anything at all, I mean, we're working on Life After Sports masks right now as we speak. We are working on them to have them for the, and then I think I showed you guys, I've got these kind. A girl here makes them. I really like these too. And I've got these in some Golden Knights, Chicago Bears, those sort of things. But everybody's kind of making them. You can get these, if you know somebody, everybody's making those, because they can get that print cloth, I think is available at Walmart or somewhere. I don't know. Or they're getting it on Amazon. If it's something that you want, if you have nothing and you want one of those, let me know. I do have a couple left over. But we are working on Life After Sports masks right now. We've just finished up the design, and we just found the manufacturer they were going to use. Actually, like I said, we got a couple different mask projects going on. So I want to say a couple more things before I leave. OJ Simpson is doing TikTok now, y'all. And OJ Simpson, bless his heart, OJ Simpson has gotten on TikTok and made a TikTok about the Lysol disinfectant of Donald Trump. So that's kind of like funny a little bit, but like, go ahead, OJ, do your thing. But my thing is, you're in trouble when OJ is making a meme of you. Okay, so that's funny. Put a paper towel inside any mask to help with longevity. Right. And one of the companies that I buy masks for, they also have a little like filter, like they give you one extra filter. Thanks, Danielle, for popping in. They give you like an extra filter. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I read the other day. Do not do this because I have not verified this. But there was a company the other day, a guy that was on here. I think he was buying masks to make in Chicago. And somebody told him in the chat that they could use a filter from I forgot what it was, like a dryer or something else. They could use a filter. And someone else had said you can use dryer sheets. I don't think so. I don't know about that because the dryer sheets have some kind of chemical in them. I would not tell people to use dryer sheets in their masks. So I don't think you should put anything that is not certified material. I mean, aside from like a napkin, a coffee filter. It wasn't a coffee filter. It was something else. It was like, I forgot what it was because I remember commenting saying, are you sure? It was like a filter from, I wish it was a coffee filter, but it wasn't. It was something like a filter for some other filter that they told them automotive department or something. I was like, wait. Anyway. But so I wanted to mention that. Be careful with trying to use anything for a filter. We're so You know, everybody's trying to make money now. Everybody's trying to be the person that figures this out. You guys have still got to be healthy and safe, because you do not know what kind of chemicals are in those other things that you're trying and how that may impact something that you're breathing on a regular basis. So please make sure that you guys are not ingesting anything that you shouldn't be. And I'm not talking about the bleach and Lysol. Hopefully you all knew that that was a joke, but you know, side eye joke, amusing. They're calling it amusing now. Most people don't know what musing is. The other thing is that Tyler Perry is trying to open up his studio within reason, within social distancing. And he wants to, of course, test all of his people for, he's in Atlanta. Atlanta can open up. That's it. It was a furnace filter. It was something like that. It was a furnace filter. I think that was it. Because it was something that was either automotive. I was like, a furnace filter. I think it was that, Vanessa. You might be right. Because it was something like that, like a furnace filter. It was a furnace filter. Because I thought, huh? So yeah. Okay. So Tyler Perry is going to, of course, practice the methods of cleaning his studio. He's going to test for corona. He wants everybody to reside on site. Would you go back to work? It's Tyler Perry. It's Tyler Perry, guys. If he tells you he's going to test you for corona, he's going to have you reside. Yes, it was darkness. Would you guys go back to work with Tyler Perry? If you needed the money, and if you needed the money, guys, right. Thank you, Deborah. Would you guys go back if Tyler Perry asked you to come back to work? He's going to test you for coronavirus. He's going to make sure, of course, that the studio is clean, and you have to live and reside there on his campus, which, by the way, is humongous. We're talking, gosh, thousands of acres. I think he's got 4,000 acres or something. Would you guys go back to work? Vanessa says yes and yes. Okay. Awesome. So the other thing I want to tell you guys is Michelle Obama has teamed up with Babyface and R. Kelly. Go ahead, Michelle Obama, who, by the way, was anybody who was everybody was in their live stream. I know I was in there. Yes, darling. But I know, gosh, I mean, Tamar Braxton was in there, and Tamar Braxton was in there. I mean, just Brandy, Candy Burris, Def Jam, Diddy, Fat Joe. I mean, everybody was in that live stream. So that's why I kept crashing too. But hey, that's okay. It worked out. And so anyway, so yeah, so Michelle Obama's teaming up with Babyface and Teddy Riley to do some other, COVID related stuff. And I'm loving all these collaborations of everybody. And coming up this Friday, my daughter is hired, guys, to do a virtual DJ set. Yes, for the AKAs. I want you guys to make sure you tune in. It's on Instagram. I will be putting that flyer up. So I'll put that flyer up so you guys can see it. She's doing a virtual DJ gig. She's got 2 coming up. Yes, for the virtual DJ gig. I love it. Who would have known? This would never have happened 2 months ago. Also, I want to let you guys know that the stimulus for businesses, Tyler Perry, call you. The stimulus for businesses is the second round is opening up tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm going to attempt, guys, to do this. I didn't do it the first time. I'm going to attempt to do it this time. I want to just say this. All these links, guys, that you guys see on stimulus checks, on stimulus checks, on links for people that don't normally fill out tax returns, any of these links you guys see, fill it out anyway, guys. Babyface won. Yeah, Danielle. First of all, Babyface was just ready. Come on. He came in. He was ready. He had his technology ready. He had his red velvet blazer on. I love Teddy Riley. I actually interviewed Teddy Riley for a book that I didn't do. I interviewed Teddy Riley. I interviewed, what's the boy's name? Will Downing for that same book. And I ended up not doing the book. I wish I would have. But anyway, I still have their interview. I ran across my written notes the other day. But yeah, Teddy, and it was so funny because Teddy had all kinds of people walking in and out, and he's working with the wires, and his phone was on 6%. I'm like, Teddy, you got 3 people and they can't help you charge your phone. They can't help you get on your Instagram. Babyface was in there like, okay, let me break my he's like, let me break out my what do you call it, his guitar, and sing his song, and he's singing jingles and all kinds of stuff, waiting for Teddy to come back. But bless his heart, he figured it out. But I'm like, yeah, he had all these people. So here's the thing, Nikki. I think the problem is, because you sent me a couple of links and I've looked at a couple of them. A couple of these links, they're going to individual tax companies' websites, right? They're going to what is it? H&R Block or whatever. I think that you need to go directly to the IRS. That's what I would do. I would go on the IRS, search IRS, search. I never, I don't fill out a tax return. How can I get a stimulus check? Something like that, and find a link that way. Again, or talk to someone like somebody type in and invite Darlene Tate, because I know Darlene follows me, and maybe she has, because I've got those same links that you have. Yes, and those links have not been working. They're broken links, or they're links that these tax companies send out. You know what? Let me see if I can do this without being rude. If I can get Darlene in here. Right, because that's what I think a lot of them are doing. They're just trying to. I put Darlene in here. Maybe she'll pop in here before I get off. But the business stimulus, guys, the second round is going to be available tomorrow. I say, even if you don't think you're eligible, if you have a small business, fill it out. I'm going to fill it out. It is very disconcerting for those large companies like Shake Shack, like Ruth Chris, and all of these guys to get the money. It's good. The good news is they gave it back, but it was supposed to be for small businesses. The guy from Shake Shack came on and said, we have a war chest where, excuse me, he said, IRS, it's on the homepage. Okay, there you go. Vanessa said it's on the homepage of the IRS. I would go there and not these other miscellaneous links. That would be my opinion, because these other links, they're just trying to get your email address, basically. And that's what that's all about. And, the sad part is you don't want to put your payment information in there. Now, I want to say two other financial things before we go. My daughter had told me that there was some tax preparers that were upset because the people that have been doing taxes for were under the impression that they were getting their tax return money, or the stimulus check, I should say. And I was talking to my tax guy, and I asked him about that. And he was saying that there are, like, H&R Block, those places that give you loans, and they give you a loan in anticipation of your tax return money, stimulus check, or whatever. I guess in some of those cases, yes, that money was going to them. For the smaller guys, I don't really know if that happened. But I want to think that IRS, at the end of the day, we need to put more pressure on the IRS. They're dealing with the stimulus check. They didn't know they were going to have to do that. Now they're dealing with, doing these physical checks that the president wants he wants his signature on, so that delayed. We need to put pressure on the IRS or on the government to hire some people to work the IRS. I'm sure there are 1 million out of work accountants right now who can do the IRS basic stuff. They can send out a stimulus check, or they can send out a tax return. It won't let you sign. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what the answer to that is. I think it might be a wait and see game. I do know this: the people that I did like a little reconnaissance on my own research, and I have found that the people that got most of the people, I'm going to do a air quote, the majority of the people in my circle of about 25 people that received stimulus checks were people that either got unemployment the first round, people that got unemployment, or people that did their tax return early in 2019. Those are the people, like I said, I took like a little informal survey, if you will. And that survey, it was it was mostly people that filed the tax return early January, February, and people that are on unemployment. Those were, and then of course my tax preparer says, and young people. And he says that because he knows young people will, they'll run and spend the money. They're going to be on social media. I got my stimulus check, hashtag stimulus check, Yeah. And then there's that. So, yes, probably overloaded off. Yeah. And I also think that I just hope that they don't run out of money. I really don't. That would just be very sad for all the rest of these people that are on here, that they still haven't, gotten given checks to. And then there's always, I'm always also concerned with like the second round of money. Who's watching the store? If all of these other big companies, because my business account is at Wells Fargo. However, I've been with Citibank for 15 years, 20 years. So I even wonder in my head, do I have a better chance of going through Citibank, although my business account is not there, or Wells Fargo, where my business account is, and I have less of a relationship, more of a newer relationship with Wells Fargo? So yeah, the whole thing is suspect, is sketch, and I think it's probably gonna be 1 in 500 micro businesses, which that's another thing. This loan money, the second time, actually the first time, should have been for micro businesses with under 5 employees. That's what it really should have been. But that's the world according to Candy. I'm not in charge, right? So the last but not least, a couple of things I wanted to say is, and I want you guys to watch this from the front so that you guys can watch this young man, and I might show a little bit more on our way out the door. I was so super impressed with this young man and his dad and their interaction, and how his dad is teaching him about the economics of business. And guys, the reason why this is so important is because this is what we all need to do. What do you guys? I got a political question before I close out. What do you guys think is going on with Kim Jong-un? Exactly. You know what, Vanessa? I said the same thing. What is the big deal here? Print the freaking money. Print it. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing anyway. Yeah, you're going to attempt, I'm using that word, to say that, we're this $1 trillion debt. Y'all are going to erase that debt, and you know it. Because you want to go in, you want to get reelected. Well, hold on. You guys, print the freaking money. Print it, because that's all y'all gonna do. Print the daggone money. Quit messing around and print the daggone money, because y'all already know that's all you're gonna do anyway, is print the daggone money. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think is going on with Kim Jong-un? You think he's dead? You think so Vanessa, question. Do you think that he is dead and they're not telling us? Do you think he is dead and they want us to stay home? So they will. Okay. But I'll answer my question on Kim Jong-un. Why do you think that they are not telling us that Kim is dead? You think Kim is receiving weight loss surgery and he'll be new? He has disappeared once before, guys, for 40 days and then reappeared. So you think he's recovering from weight loss surgery and he's going to come new. Okay. You think he's dead. What else? Does anybody else have any ideas at all on Kim Jong-un? If Kim Jong-un is dead, how is that going to impact the world as we know it in terms of North Korea? First of all, his sister, Kim Jo-young, some people are like, y'all ain't seen nothing that Kim Yo-young. They're like, Kim ain't no joke. So they're like, y'all may not know what y'all up in, what you're up against with Kim. I don't know. We'll be home for a while, so chill and apply for what you think you need. You think so? So I made a bet. I made a bet this morning with one of my friends that Vegas will be opening these casinos in 3 weeks. We made a $5 bet on a Sunday. Yes. I think that May will be as far as these people are going to be willing to go, whether they find a vaccine or anything else. What I do think is going to happen is, thank God for women rule the world. I believe that they are going to, with governors like Andrew Cuomo pushing the president and pushing the administration, I do believe that they will have more widespread testing at places like CVS, Walgreens, and things of that nature. But that's not going to be overnight. That's not going to be overnight. He was able to pull that because of who he is, and maybe Pritzker and a couple of the other really big time governors can pull that off. Girl, did you see that? I couldn't believe, what did I do with that photo? I couldn't believe that she is on the front of the newspaper. They put her on there. She gonna get things open if she's got anything to say about it. If she got anything to say about it. I think she's got somebody that owns a dispensary and someone else in her family that owns a dispensary and a restaurant. That's why she was so gung-ho on making sure it gets picked up. And it's kind of, wait a minute, I could have swore I sent her picture to somebody. I don't know what I did with it, but anyway, her picture and Anderson Cooper was on, and he had his hands like this on both of his eyes, and they had her on there. Child, she's crazy. The government will always hunt you down for their money. Yes. Yes, and yes. I know. We really need to take our time. And I thought it was very sad that the president told those 3 states to liberate and open up. And when they did that, then he backpedaled on Georgia after the governor followed his, after the governor of Georgia followed his lead on opening up. I really thought that was very sad. Then he throws him on the bus saying, why is he opening up? What's wrong with him? Like, dude, are you serious? You told him to open up. He's doing what he thinks you want him to do. And so now you're going to backpedal and say, what you talking about, Willis? And then you leave it to all the rest of these mayors, these little tiny towns, Augusta, Albany, and all the rest of them. And then you got Mayor Keisha Little Bottoms Little, whatever, Keisha Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, out here fighting and getting death threats because she said, no, I want to enforce the stay-at-home order. I want to enforce the shelter in place. And it's so sad. I hate to see that. And I really wish that somebody in the circle of the president, I mean, that's why I love Governor Cuomo, because he says it like it is. He don't care if you don't like it. We'll know in Michigan here next week if those processes will be done. Yeah, he doesn't care. And I love it that now he's on his downward curve and he is getting everybody told about everything. Like yesterday when he was talking about the bailout, and he was telling Kentucky, he was like, y'all not bailing us out. We put in more money per capita than anybody in the national, the national state fund. He was like, don't say you bailing me out. Give me my money back. I was like, go ahead, Colonel Cuomo. He ain't playing with them. He is not playing with them. He is not playing. Okay. And I love it. Of course he approved the opening. The bottom line is though, he encouraged the opening. The final move has to be made by the governors. That's what Cuomo has always been saying. The governors have and he ain't gonna mess with Cuomo, but the governors, oh yeah, absolutely. He undercover pushed for that. And then he left them out there to dry and twist in the wind and having everybody come after him for opening. But we'll see what that's going to look like in the next couple of weeks, how it's going to affect them. And make sure you guys download our app. I know I asked for a lot. I want y'all to download the app. That's of importance. Download the app, the little ticker tape. That's number 1. Yesterday, we had a trivia question. The trivia question was our first weekly winner trivia question, in which someone won a gift card. And we were going to do it every week. It was sponsored by Deborah 80 Brown Travel. We were supposed to have a workshop, so we put that money, and we didn't do the workshop yet, so we put that money toward the he said Cuomo. Right. He did. He flew to have a personal meeting. I loved it. I'm here for all of the Cuomo stuff. But yeah, so yesterday, guys, we put a trivia question on the app yesterday. The trivia question was, we put it up a little late because I actually got trapped outside and I didn't have my iPad with me, and my app is on the iPad, my back end. So I apologize for that. The trivia question yesterday that we asked everybody to text us to 702-899-7717. The question was yesterday, which sports team is A-Rod and J-Lo in the process of trying to purchase right now? Who knows the answer? The question was yesterday, but I want you guys to know that if you have your app on, that would have came across your app yesterday around 12:45. If the question would have popped up, you got to have on, number one, you got to do two things. Number one, you have to download the app, this app on your phone right here. So I have to do it like this so the glare doesn't pick it up. And then in the corner, guys, the New York Mets, Vanessa, you would have won $15 yesterday. In your corner right here is a little bell. So if you don't have your notifications on where it pops up, you can always push this little bell. Let me push this. If you push this, guys, I'm trying to find where the light's not hitting it. It's whiting out. Can't see it, but all of the notifications that we have are coming up right here. Y'all can't see it because, well, let me see. I thought I saw it a little bit. There we go. So if you push that little bell, I just had it and I lost it. There we go. If you push that little bell, all your notifications that we have done will pop up on the app. So guys, you can always review them. But the weekly winner will be every Saturday at 12 o'clock PST Pacific time. There will be a trivia question on the app. Eventually, we're going to have a spin the wheel, but for right now, we're doing it in the form of a trivia question. And all you have to do is text the answer. First person text the answer wins. And then as we grow, we're going to be the first 3 people, the first 5 people, and the prizes. Hopefully, some of you guys will sponsor prizes from your company that's under $20 or more if you like. We're going to do a grand prize once a month. But, we want everybody to download the app. It's important. We're getting ready to put the workshops on the app. So I want people being familiar with the app, having the app on their phone, knowing how to navigate it. It's very easy. All you have to do is go to the App Store, whether you have an iOS or Google Play, and just install it. It's free, guys. And we will have free workshops on the app in entrepreneurship. Some will be free. Some you'll have to sign up. But before we go, I just want to play my Instagram post one more time, just for those of you that missed it. Because I am telling y'all, I am just so excited about this young man and his father. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we got a lot of kids that are at home right now, right? And the moms, the parents, the dads are trying to run their business. They're trying to find out about the loan. They're chasing down the taxes, the stimulus checks. And who knew, guys? Who knew that we were going to have our taxes done early in order to get your stimulus check? Nobody knew that. Who knew, me, Candy, in February, that while I was in Chicago with my NBA All-Star Weekend event, that I should have been ordering my hand sanitizer? Every day, this is a new experience. Who knew that all these people, over 54,000 people as of today, would be perishing from this? Who knew last month, 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, hey, Kim, that we were going to be, that our nurses were going to be using garbage bags as hospital gowns? We didn't know any of that. And now we constantly feel like we're behind the 8 ball, that we're chasing toilet paper and chasing, but we got to know, guys, this is going to be all right. I say two things. One thing before I leave, I'm going to play this video, just a couple of seconds of it. But I want to say this to you guys before I leave today. A, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. B, don't let the grass grow while you're waiting for this to be over. And what I mean by that is make this time count for you. Do something with this time. Finish your book. Finish some content. Finish your video. Join a new platform. Learn something. Do something. So if this is over tomorrow, you know that you didn't leave 4 weeks of time on the table. And I mean, were you, oh, I could have did this. I could have. No, don't coulda, woulda, shoulda. Do it right now. Do whatever it takes to motivate you. I got a group of us. We call each other like every couple of days. What are you doing? What are you doing during this time? How'd you do it? Why'd you do it? Make it count. My daughter is writing a book. I mean, everybody, we've got to keep on pushing our individual, if you want to call it a bucket list, plan, focus, whatever you want to call it. That's what we should be doing during this downtime. Because I fear that a lot of us, because I've talked to people that are totally depressed and immobilized and can't do anything, just totally freaking out. Like, oh my God, they're freaking out. They're watching TV 24 hours a day, figuring out what's the next, where's the next crisis coming and how do I avert the next crisis instead of working through this crisis, because this too shall pass. And there will be another crisis behind this of some kind. Who knows? Another strain of something else or another pandemic. And we're not in the position to do a vaccine right now. We can't go into Walgreens and buy a test kit, but eventually there will be. Remember the day when you couldn't get a pregnancy test? Remember the day that there was no such thing as a pregnancy test across the counter? Where was the pregnancy test? You had to go to the doctor and get a pregnancy test. Remember the day there was no, what is it called? The day after pill. There was no such thing that you could give yourself basically an abortion. Okay. Or what, I hate to say it like that, but basically. So remember all of these things, that there was a day when none of this existed. Remember the Y2K, guys? Y2K, the world was coming to an end. Everybody went out, bought up all the water, bought up all the toilet paper, bought up all the stuff, got the gas in their car, had extra generators. What happened? Y2K rolled over that next year and we were still here doing the same thing. So we also have got to find a way to motivate ourselves and keep on going and keep thinking about how do we get to the next level without personally dragging ourselves down in the dumps. Because again, this too shall pass. It's gonna pass. I'm telling you. I know it is, and I want you guys to know it. But I like I said, I love this father because he actually has a couple of videos like this with his son. So I'm just gonna play that for those of you that came in late.
Be no sucker at you with your money.
Brian, no sucker. Bet you I don't.
Okay. What's assets?
Assets are things that bring money to your bank account.
What's liabilities?
Liabilities are things that take money out your bank account.
Entrepreneurship is the act of becoming an entrepreneur. What's entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship is a process of setting up a business or businesses.
Taking on a greater than normal
financial risk.
What's an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur is a person that organizes and operates a business or businesses.
Also taking on a greater than normal
financial risk.
What's financial mean?
Money.
And what's risk mean?
Chance.
Come on. What does it mean to own stock?
When you own a share of a company.
Come on. What's real estate investing?
Real estate investing is when you invest in a immovable property.
Now, I'm not going to play all of that because I played more at the beginning. But for those of you that came in late, I want you to rewind and watch this. I want you guys all to share this out for me. But more importantly, I want us to think about what are we teaching our kids when we see this? Are we teaching our kids not just what the school standards are making us teach them? Are we going outside the box so that our kids can communicate when I say kids, I'm not just talking about our little kids, our adult kids. I talk to my daughter and I say things to her that are going to make her say, well, what is that? Or I haven't heard that before. And I say those things on purpose so that we can generate a conversation about it, be it politics or some life lesson or whatever. And this is what we should be pushing our kids every single day. We got to push them. And when we think we pushed them too much and we done got on their nerves, we need to push them some more. We don't need to be letting a 6-year-old outdo us. this 6-year-old or 7, whatever, knows more than most adults know. And that kind of is sad. Most of the stuff that his dad is asking him, I will guarantee you most adults can't answer that. And on that note, guys, I'm going to leave you guys today. I don't want to take up any more of your Sunday. Happy Sunday. I love my quarantine. Please share this out even after it's over. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. Matter of fact, I want to share one other thing. Vince, that was on the cannabis broadcast. Vince and I are going to be talking to some entrepreneurs on, how are you really going to not just make money during COVID, but how do you actually survive this? Especially if you have a brick and mortar company that you need to open back up, you didn't get the stimulus money. So we're putting together a round of entrepreneurs that we're going to be talking to in the next couple of days. So we'll keep you posted on that. I also have love you too. I also have some sports moms I'm going to be doing a broadcast with. So I need you guys to stay tuned, and thank you. And I'll see you guys very soon.